So like I would really like to like find just like one card from that box. Just one. Like it could be like, I mean, if it's like a, I don't want to say if it's um like a card that's under $1. Honestly, I don't know if I would send it in, but I might make like a few bucks on it. But like, it really has to be perfect. Like literally, like, see, like there's like a little dot there, like a little dent. Like it kind of seems like, and the other cards have that similar dent on a similar place. Like there's a lot of dents on this, like tiny little imprints, which could be like the packs were pressed at a certain point. Like even if it's centered, and it's like it has to be level to the top, like this level has to be a level here. Like the corners are good, the centering looks good, but it's like, for example, there could be like scratches on the card. Like if this card's worth $1, like see, there's like a scratch here, and then there's like a little thing there. There's like tiny little imperfections. Like there's another dot there. There's a little press, and these came straight out of the pack. Like for some reason, the back of the card tends to get like these weird scratches and these weird dents. Although like some of the dents aren't as bad. There's like a scratch, like a dent here. And then like on the corners here. Like this one has like dents on the back of the card. Even though like the centering and everything's like pretty much, it's really good. The centering is really good on it. The corners are really good on it. But there's like these tiny little dents on the back of the card. You guys have to like look really carefully and see like if this card has any kind of scratches, especially on the back of the card. Like this one doesn't seem to really have like much of scratches. But like if you guys look here, there's like a little bit of like kind of got like the corner kind of got scraped. So like this, and then see there's like a blemish here. Is that, I can't tell if that's like a, there we go. So like some of this stuff I can't really tell if that's like a dent or like a little piece of dirt here. But that actually looks like a little piece of like, as well as like there's a dent here. Like there's like a dent here. You guys can see that. It's so small. It's like right over here. You guys see a little dent. It's almost like you guys can't even see it. So it's almost like, and there's like a dent. I don't know if that's a dent or if that's I don't know why, but like these cards have like little pieces of like, I'm not sure if it's like ink that sort of like came out of the card. Like, so like this one, does have like this slight dent. It's not as bad. There is like a dent there. You can see there's a dent. I don't know why these all have the same dent in the same place, pretty much. So it almost seems like sometimes like it seems like the box itself is also like a part of the thing where you guys will be like, oh, is this gonna get a PSA 10? No, because like every single card in this pack has a dent on the back in the same place. Um, this one, I don't know if you guys can see this. Like there seems to be like there's like I mean this one seems good. But like this one might be a PSA 10 if its centering is. This one kind of looks kind of centered, but um, so like it might not even be worse than a PSA, honestly, because it's not even if it gets a 10, it's not worth much, and it doesn't look that centered. But I mean, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in the card saver. This one might be a PSA 10. Yeah, centering might not be exactly centered, to be honest. So like I'll have to double check these to see like which ones of these are actually centered. But like besides the centering, because the centering is like a really big part of it, but like another big part of it is whether or not there's any kind of dents on it. Like if these cards are not worth more than like $1, even if you send it to PSA, and even if it gets a 10, pretty much it's not. So like I would say like if unless it's like $1, you might not want to send it to PSA because you might. I mean, you could probably potentially get like you could potentially like make a few books on it eventually. These don't really sell that fast, especially if it's under $1. You aren't gonna see a lot of collectors collecting these, even if it's PSA 10, pretty much. Like even if it's PSA 10, you guys aren't gonna see a lot of people buying these, honestly. Because there are like cards, like, even if it's PSA 10, you guys might see that it only maybe like this PSA 10 card is only worth $50. It's a $50 card. So like when you guys do this, you guys want to be really certain that it was gonna be able to get a 10. Because if it doesn't get a 10, then like and you guys might want to clean the card before you send it out. See, there's a crease that goes like in the center of the card. It's like probably not worth it. Because like for a lot of people, it's just too slow. See, there's like this, there's like a blemish right there. I don't know if you guys can see this. But like the cards that could potentially get a 10 are worth like 50 cents, stuff like that. So it's like, even if it gets 10, like unless it's at least $1, it's really not worth sending over. And there's a chance that you get a 9. Like if it gets a 9, I wouldn't say it's worthless. It's just like there isn't a lot of people that are looking to buy that. First off, they're not trying to buy that. Unless, of course, like you could potentially see it go up in value. You never know. But like unless like there's a way to like move this, like as in like, oh, this is like a lot of product that isn't moving because it's like not really, there's like really not that much interest in this stuff. See, there's like this weird blemish here. Can't tell if that's, see, it's like a, so like you guys would have to like pretty much get this thing to like really check to see if like these are centered, as well as check the corners. But like if this is under $1 and like you guys send this as in PSA, it gets a PSA 10, it's still only gonna be worth like 20 bucks, even even if it's a PSA 10. So like it needs to be at least $1 for it to be worth something, pretty much. Like a lot of the vintage cards. The problem with the vintage cards though is that like I'm not even sure if this is centered. Actually, you guys are going to have to like there's like this thing you guys can use to see if it's actually centered. I'm just eyeing it for now and seeing like, for example, if there's any blemishes. Like this one has a lot of blemishes. And I'm not sure if it's just like dirt. Like that might be dirt, for example. this one has like a blemish on it as well. So like, and there's like a blemish here. Like this would be a 9 or like an 8. Like even if the centering is on point and the corners are all on point, there's just like too many scratches and too many blemishes on the back for it to be a PSA 10. So like, you guys will have to see if like, oh, are these blemishes, is that dirt? Or is it like some kind of smear that won't come off the card? And like there's a little scratch here. It's like the centering, pretty much for these, like the centering is good. The centering is good on these cards, but the problem is that the back has like a bunch of blemishes and a lot of scratches. Like a lot of these, the front is like, the front of the card has a problem. See, there's a little scratch here, front of the card. But the corners and the centering looks good. I don't know if you guys can see that. You guys have to like look under the light. So there's a little scratch here. There really is like blemishes on these cards, even though the centering is good. The blemish. So what you guys might want to do is like, you guys might want to like wash these pretty much. Like clean these to see if like cleaning them will solve the problem. Like some of these might just need a cleaning. But like some of the scratches most likely won't come off. Or like small dents, like there's like a dent. You guys can see that. I don't know if you guys can see that dent. It's really subtle, like, and there's the back is all like, there's like various spots on the back of the card that's been pressed. Like a lot of times the back of the card is really pressed, like, it like has a bunch of scratches on it. Like there's a dent there. There's a scratch there. Like almost all of these have scratches or dents on the back of the card. I mean, you guys could still send it to PSA, but the chances of it being a PSA 10 with all these dents and scratches on the back are pretty low. Like I can't tell if that's dirt or if that's like a scratch. There's a scratch there. Like all these have these weird scratch, like these weird, like it might be dirt. I hope it's dirt. With the rest of these. I don't really know if any of these will be PSA 10. Honestly, because of like the back, the card is all dirty. What I'm gonna do. For example, this just got pulled from the pack. So like this one doesn't have those. If you guys can see that. Because all these have actually just been pulled directly from the pack. So like that compared to this, like you can clearly see almost all of the cards that, I would say almost all of the cards that you guys get that aren't from the pack, and you guys don't send that directly to PSA, and you guys keep it in a binder, those are almost always not going to be a 10. But it might just be a bunch of dirt, so like I will have to, I'll have to take a closer look and like see if I clean some of that stuff. It might just be like dirt. Not exactly sure, cause like I don't want to send like a whole bunch of these to PSA. Because like a lot of them are not going to be 10s. I would say most like all of them are not 10s. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this thing to make sure that they are in fact center and the corners are like the curves of the corners are like the way that perfect like corners, perfect centering, and then clean the card, especially the back, to see if these are in fact like just dirt or if it's like pressed, because like otherwise these are all going to be 9s. Like none of these are going to be 10s, so I don't want to send like a bunch of these and then they all end up being 9s, because that would be just like a complete waste of money. Like really what you guys want to do is when you guys break a box, just try to find a 10 in that box, no matter what the value of that card is, and then send that to PSA. And that if it's over $1, that card might be like $100. So like you guys can do that. Oh, and of course, like on top of like, you know, some of the cards like are like they do have some value. Like for example, some of the cards that, these are the cards that kind of seem like it might be 10s. I'm not sure. Like I have to take a look to see like value of these cards to see if any of these are actually over $1. If it's over $1, I might sell one of these PSA. But other than that, like these are worth like, I would say like this is like 10, 25. So you can sell these as singles. 25, 30, maybe like $40. These might sell like individually, like, especially if it's over $5. Like closer, these usually have to be like over $10 for these to sell individually as cards. So it's not a complete loss, as well as like maybe I'll send one of these in as PSA to see if one of these cards that are under $1 or like a few dollars might end up being PSA 10. So. think that, for example, this card here could also potentially be a PSA 10. Although it is a Magic card, so I don't know if it's worth sending to PSA. It's mostly for players rather than collectors. And there's like some wear over here. I'm not sure if this card will end up being a PSA 10. The back looks good on this. Just got stripped from the So like, I'm not sure if this card is worth sending to PSA. I don't think it will get a 10. But I would say if you aren't sure, it's better not to send it. Just sell them as raw or like bulk. But if you guys do that, you guys probably will be able to make like, I wouldn't say it's like make up for the loss of like, cause that was $100 box. So then pretty much like one of these hopefully are gonna be over $1. Get 10 PSA 10.